we talking about double. You're not talking about 10, 20,000. We talking about double.
Yeah.
Like Alan Iverson, we talk about double.
Yeah, but I would sit in the car when I got home for 15 minutes. You know, my car battery when we got to work, it would die on me. It was, spent too. Like, it was tired.
You sound like I was struggling, man.
My car was struggling. I was struggling. But professionally, it did allow me to build my network. And, I mean, it's helped me where I'm actually at today because that network was built based on where I worked. What's going on, tech team? It is Just My Tech Sense, where we talk tech, finance, and lifestyle. I'm WillDoesTech, and I'm joined by my co-host,
JohnnieTech. What's going on,
Johnny
Tech
T
fam?
in the building.
Yes, sir.
A round of applause for discipline. We are here. We are showing up even when we don't want to. And I'm not saying that we don't want to, but still, we show up.
Be here, man.
We show up. We're going to be here.
Let's get motivated.
There you go. So today we're going to talk about remote versus on-site and whether or not we would choose a job getting paid more to be on site versus a job being paid less.
So getting paid more?
To be on site. Yeah. So my question to you, Johnny, is whether you would choose a job working remotely for $125K, or if somebody offered you double and said, but you got to come into the office, we're going to give you $250K. What would you choose? How would you decide?
Man.
Decisions.
It's easy decision for me,
good
man.
decision.
I'm in the office,
easy.
man.
What?
I'm in the office, man.
Talk to me.
I'm like that.
Talk to me.
That extra, that double is going to help me with the gas money. It's okay.
Okay.
I would listen to podcasts on my way to work.
Okay.
Whatever I got to do, I'm taking the money.
Okay.
I'm taking the money and running with it. I know there's a lot of factors where, you can possibly say, well, why remote work is better. Yeah. But I think there's, we talking about double. You're not talking about 10, 20,000. We talking about double.
Yeah.
Like Alan Iverson, we talk about double.
Yeah, but we're also talking about quality of life too.
Right.
And I think, so I'm not going to say it depends. I would take the 125 working remote.
Okay.
Because of quality of life.
There got to be some factors. Like, I know you're saying quality of life. You got to break them down because, like.
No, again, spending time on the road back and forth. One, there's stress with traffic, right? That commute. More can happen, right? Because now anytime you get in the car, anything can happen, right?
100%.
Versus being at home.
Right.
And again, the biggest thing for me is quality of life, is flexibility. And then it's also not being bothered by people that aren't necessarily working. Like, right. I can hone in on my work and get it done. So for that reason, which is a huge reason, I would prefer to work remotely. That said, there are many benefits of working on site, and I think that
I would agree with that. Like, there's a ton of benefits working on site. So, like, I think it would be, because me personally, I think working on site and working remote, they're somewhat close to me anyway. But now that you added the extra pay into it, that's why I just jumped straight towards on site. But like, you work on site, you're still working, but at the same time, you do get to work with others a little bit more. Yeah. If you have questions, you get them answered faster. So like, I know you mentioned like you can get more work done remotely, and sometimes I work hybrid. So there's some days where I'd rather be home. I can get more done. If I have a project I'm working on, it's better. But it's like when I'm working on something that I need collaboration on, it's like, man, that's what I'm going to work on when I go into the office.
Yeah. Well, hybrid is the ultimate solution, but we're not talking about hybrid. We're not talking about hybrid. We're talking about one or the other, right? We're not going to be in between. So yeah, I mean, so here's what I will say. I will say professionally, if I was young and just starting my career, I would probably take the 250 and go in and be on site, because I think professionally it allows you to network. It allows you to get promoted faster because people know you. They know your work ethic. And also, as you said, that teamwork and collaboration is there versus being at home. But in where I'm at currently, in all the years that I have and I can figure out what I need to figure out at home. I also have an extended network, right. So I don't need what I might need if I was just starting out in the industry. So again, I know I'm changing my stance based on stages in life,
right,
and based on stages in my career. At the same time, you asked me right now today what I would do, and I had the option, right? I had the choice because I was told, hey, here's this salary, and it's not the 125 and it's not the 250, but it was, here's this one salary, you can work remote. But it was
nearly double is what you're saying.
It was $100K more to work on site. And I said, no, I'm good. I'm good working remote.
Like we're both having the conversation, and I'm like thinking of things while your argument is great, because I'm like, well, if you're on site, you got you got to drive, you are in traffic, things along those lines. But I think the key thing that you said that is great for on site is like the visibility. The visibility that you're gonna get being at work. Like there's people at work who aren't doing anything, but they're there
draining you. There are people at work that don't work,
right?
And you're trying to get it done. And what I noticed when I worked on site was I would come home and I would just be tired.
Yep.
And the energy that I had to expend, the mental fortitude that I had to have in order to get through the day, all that was expended at my 9 to 5. So when I got home, I was super tired.
Right.
Versus now, it's like I'm good, right? And it's like when my wife comes home, my son comes home, I had that energy and actually to feed into them as well.
Right.
Versus, again, I'm spent. I used to be spent. I would sit in the car when I got home for 15 minutes. My car battery when we got to work, it would die on me because it was spent too. Like it was tired.
You sound like I was struggling, man.
My car was struggling. I was struggling. But professionally, it did allow me to build my network, and I mean, it's helped me where I'm actually at today because that network was built based on where I worked. So there is goodness in being on site.
I 100% agree, man. You just proving my point for me, man. Like if you get an opportunity to get,
but you can't say no
more,
you can't say no. Okay, go ahead.
If you're getting paid $100,000 more, man, you might as well just take that drive, depending on where it is. Now, if you got to relocate or something like that, maybe not. But if it's just like, hey, you live here and you got a couple miles to work. I mean, I drive a very long way to work.
Right?
I drive almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
So it's not almost. When I say almost 2 hours, I mean it's over 2 hours.
Right.
So almost 3, really.
Right.
But
minimum 2 hours. There.
Exactly. So, and that's not, if I come home, it is a long drive, a long commute. But at the same time, I left a current job. I was also on site. It's not like I was remote. So,
right.
But it was just opportunity, more money. It wasn't $100,000 more, but it was a little bit more. So I was like, all right, I got it. Opportunity wise. So like we're talking about the money portion of it, but it's really about the opportunity and what you're going to have to further your career more.
Yeah.
So like, let's change it a little bit. I want to hear your point. So let's say you have the same roles where it's remote.
Yep.
It's on site.
Yep.
Let's say they don't even let's say the on site is just $30,000 or $40,000 more. But what if it's a better opportunity for you to go further in your career? Which one do you take then?
So I would take, again, it just depends, right? Because right now I feel like the work that I can get done and the work that I can pivot to as far as where I'm trying to go, I couldn't do at my 9 to 5. Right. The things that I'm studying right now to excel in other areas, I couldn't, do that.
Why? Like, yeah, I understand that point. Right. So what you're kind of like, so I kind of see what you're saying there as well, because you're saying that you're able to, like the same way I'm saying, like if you had a better opportunity to push your career forward with this job, you're saying I'm pushing my career forward as well,
right?
By being
right,
home
different
too.
ways,
so,
right?
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Because where we used to work, right, you would try and get to a website, but you'd be blocked, right?
Right.
You're trying to learn, but you can't because
like,
you're blocked,
right? Udemy.
Right. It's like, yeah, your access to the public was closed off, right? Just because of the nature of the business. So like when that is there and you're limited, I would just I would prefer to be remote. Now I will say that Johnny and I are in different areas as far as our careers go. I'm almost 10 years older than Johnny. And again, I have a lot more experience in the industry than Johnny. He's mid-level. I'm more senior level.
Managerial.
Who?
What you call it? You.
Yeah, I mean, right.
Yeah, I'll put you there. Yeah.
Right. So again, our aim when it comes to different motivations are going to be different, right? You are trying to progress and move on within where you're at. I'm trying to move and pivot elsewhere within the industry. So our motivation is just different.
Right. Now I can see that too, because like even on my side, like even in the role I'm in now, I'm always like I'm still itching like to get a lot of hands on and do some of the configurations and things like that too. But sometimes once you get higher into your career level, you don't do as much of that. It's more
right.
You know, I don't want to say theory, but it's like you just kind of telling people what they need to do and kind of just looking. But I do like to still get into nitty gritty and do some of the hands on stuff too. And I think that's a portion of like a lot of that stuff is done mostly on site too in the industry that I'm in, as far as like the industry I'm in is how I'm gonna say
it. And that's so when we talk about like remote, I want to be hands on as well. But I understand that where I'm at, I've been hands on before, and now I'm more leading and managing. But I'm still hungry to get hands on experience.
Right.
And that's what I also do is packet tracer, Tenable. Like there are other technologies that I actually lean in on that aren't a part of my current job, because again, I want to make sure I'm still relevant in the industry.
Make sure you're sharp at everything. Like, that's the smartest thing to do. So definitely understand that. Like, so I see both sides of it. I'm still taking the money, but I'm still
I'm taking the flexibility.
Watch my job here, just like, okay, yeah, you take the money. All right, you get a little bit more when you're on site every day.
Well, when you think about again the food you got to pack, or you eat out where you're at, the gas you got to burn, the stress, the mental energy, as far as dealing with people in person, again, you're hybrid. So
right, yeah.
But we're not talking about you necessarily.
You're talking about what people do, right?
With the situation. But I would choose this at the same time. If I was, a young person trying to get it, I'd probably be on site.
I think the key point that you said for all that is why you want to be on site, especially as young trying to get it, is the visibility, right? People see you working. We talked about branding in the video before. Then it's like, okay, your brand, your name's going to precede you. So like if people see you doing things. So I think that's the reason why if you're still, everyone's growing, but like if you're in that stage where you're really grinding, growing, you want to have that visibility and be on site.
Yep. So what are your thoughts? Johnny, before I go to the closing, you have anything else?
Nope.
Are you good to go? So Johnny said he would take the money and he will run. I say, nah, take the flexibility and your sanity. That's that is what I'm going for at this late stage in my life. So again, he's still young. He's still trying to get after it. So kudos to him. But what are your thoughts? Would you take the money or would you take the flexibility? So we're interested. Leave your comments in the comment box and we'll talk to y'all later. This is JustMyTechCents. I'm WillDoesTech.
JohnnieTech.
And we'll talk to y'all.
Out.